Hello and welcome to Americans Learn. My name is Lauren. Before I begin, a big shout out to channel members Griffin Endress, Jonathan H, Pterodactyl, and Joe Fravel. Thank you so much for helping us out. We really do appreciate it. If you do want to become a channel member, you have the option of getting some extra videos, some that cannot ever be put onto the main channel, and for sure early videos, some of which you'll get 2 days early, some of which are a month early, just early videos. You also get shout outs at the beginning or ending of every single video. And you get a little bit more when you suggest a video as a member. It goes closer to the top of the list faster. And if you're a Dibs member, we will get that video out as soon as I see the comment about it. So that's all the perks you get for being a member at the moment. For now, let us get into Would I Lie to You? The unseen bits. I've enjoyed all of the comedy stuff that I've seen so far on this channel. I really do enjoy Would I Lie to You? And these are things, I think, like deleted scenes, essentially. So, I mean, what's not to love? Let's go.
Good evening and welcome to a very special edition of previously unseen clips from this series of Would I Lie to You? Joining David Mitchell tonight are Claudia Winkleman, Dan Walker, AJ Odudu, Samantha Morton, Miles Jupp, Roisin Connerty, Sarah Barron, Trish McCausland and Gemma Kearney.
Oh.
And joining Lee Mack tonight, Bob Mortimer, Sarah Pascoe, Mr. Motivator, Ed Gamble, the Reverend Kate Botley, Sophie Herman, Dr. Zand van Trulliken, and Cindy V. And so we begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. And AJ is first up tonight.
For dinner, I often eat an entire packet of cream crackers.
Sure, why not?
Please, team.
Just cream crackers?
Yeah, for dinner. Like, the whole dinner is a packet of cream crackers.
I mean, I've done something like that. I'm not exactly sure what a cream cracker is, but I mean, I've done like a packet of cheese and crackers for dinner. I've done popcorn for dinner on many occasions. We're adults, we can do what we want. Actually, the popcorn for dinner thing, my mom started. If it was like, if we'd been traveling or something and she didn't feel like cooking, she'd be like, we're on more than one Easter. I remember, like, we would be at my grandmother's house or whatever, and then we'd come home and she'd be like, not doing dinner. So she'd make popcorn and we'd watch Ben-Hur. Like, popcorn for dinner. It happened all the time.
Do you have this when you have dinner alone or with other people?
Combination of the two.
Hang on. With other people, do you say, don't worry, I'll cook, and then come round? There you go. Don't worry, I've got us a packet each. That's me shaking the cream crackers in case you want.
Oh.
Just...
Okay, wait. So is a cream cracker the dinner, they do the crackers, right? Like, so they pull them apart and there's like a little hat inside for Christmas. Is a cream cracker just like a coffee creamer, but like bigger? I feel like this might be weirder if you know what a cream cracker is. But also, I did used to have Slim Fast, so.
Now, AJ, it doesn't strike me as a healthy diet. Do you have a take on this? Because I know you have an above-average knowledge of food.
You are talking like a man who has never had a conversation in his life.
Yeah, with anybody.
You have above-average knowledge of food.
He does sound a little bit like a robot.
What are you talking about?
No, because I know about you. You
I know about you. I know about you and your eating habits. I I'm the one in the team.
You trained, didn't you train as a nutritionist?
Yeah, you know.
Well, if you trained as a nutritionist, why on earth are you eating crackers?
Look, that's like saying, does a kidney doctor, like, not have alcohol? Kidney doctors drink booze, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the liver more than the kidney, traditionally, but...
I get where she's going with that, though. Like, you know, people can have a bad habit or, like, do something that they know is wrong. Or, like, in the other direction, a lot of people who work in, like, high-tech areas or where they work with a lot of smart TVs and stuff, they create these things, the Alexas and things like that. They don't have them in their house. They don't have them anywhere near their house.
Look, listen.
Think. Which one? What's it going to be? Look or listen, please.
What is that? Look, listen, think. It's a thing, isn't it?
Cross the road.
Cross the road.
Yeah. It's stop, look, listen, close your eyes, run!
I would drop and then roll.
So what are you going to say, Lee?
It's clearly not true because she's very slim and you can't eat that amount of crackers and be healthy, and you look healthy. Sorry, I've never met a woman before, I'm nervous.
So, AJ, is it the truth or is it a lie?
It's true!
Well.
Alex Horn, hi.
So
I think I fully blanked when they said that Alex Horn was going to be part of this.
Sophie, you're next.
Okay. I once ruined Oktoberfest for 2,000 people with my Miley Cyrus impression.
When did this happen, Sophie?
It happened around 3 years ago in Munich, where they host the only Oktoberfest that matters, because that's the original.
How did you ruin it for everyone? What happened?
Well, I was at my favorite tent.
It's a series, the Oktoberfest
It's a series of tents.
And the idea is you just get together...
Get together, you sit in these kind of booths and have 1 liter of beer, which is a Maß, not a Stein, which every English person seems to believe. It's not called a Stein. It drives me crazy. In German, it's wrong. It's a Maß. Anyway,
Maß,
I can drink 6 without vomiting.
Ooh, 6 litres, that's 12 pints.
And without...
That's a lot. That's so much. Oh my god. And for me, like beer is often a little heavy for me. So it's like, especially like wheat beer, I can only do like 2 if it's a wheat beer before I start feeling sick, which is ridiculous. But it's like, it's okay. I'll just drink whiskey. But you know, that's impressive.
Vomiting, well done.
Yeah. So you're in your favourite tent,
I'm in my favorite tent.
and there's about 2,000 people in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The tents host different capacities. This tent is quite small, so it's only 2,000.
Sounds quite large to me. I mean, I would say as
you
tents
clearly
go.
haven't been.
Yeah, but I'm saying I have seen tents, and I'm saying what I would call quite a large tent would still not hold 2,000 people.
Well, we're not talking about the Millets family tent. It's more of a marquee-type tent.
Yes,
Yeah,
what I'm trying to do is impose some sort of broader context to this conversation about tents, because we're going to go mad if we start calling tents that contain 2,000 people small tents. Otherwise, we've lost all respect for adjectives.
So we were all in our Oktoberfest outfits, in the Dirndl dress. And
Dinner dress.
Dirndl, darling, Dirndl. You would
sorry.
be wearing a lederhosen, but then I haven't seen your calves, so...
You certainly don't want to.
Sure about that. Anyway,
She's flirting with you, David.
bad. I would never do that.
But he's gorgeous.
He's
Look
gorgeous.
at him. Look at him.
Irresistible.
This is weird.
He's turning red.
He's like a young, athletic Bill Bryson.
Oh, thank you.
With a little bit of Paddington Bear.
If I remember correctly, there was this very poorly attached kind of lampshade hanging
No.
there. And at some point,
No.
I was drunk enough to channel Miley Cyrus's
Oh, she's gonna wrecking ball. Oh no. Ooh, the tent is going down.
performance in the video, Wrecking Ball. Seemed like a great idea after I don't know, 4 mass by then.
4 steins, I think it is.
Stop it. Don't even get me started on that. And,
Are you two flirting again?
and
I really wouldn't know.
Sophie, flirt with him a bit more. I'm loving this.
Keep doing it until he faints.
Right, okay. So I then just launched myself onto this lamp. I have a good 2 swings on it, and then the whole thing crashes down, collapses with me, and there's an electrical cut in the tent. So I kind of had to lie to the waiters. It wasn't me. Kind of pointed at some guy
It
in
wasn't
lederhosen.
me. But hadn't they seen you on the...
You shaggied them.
Tent and a
You
lot
just
of
said it was a small
people.
tent.
Well, it's still 2,000 people.
Well, this was my point from the start.
Compared to the average tent.
So what do we think? Could it be true?
I really want it to be true, because it's funny.
Raj, what do you think?
I have been to the Oktoberfest, and everything she said sounds true to me.
We'll say true.
You're going to say true. Sophie, truth or lie?
Well, it wasn't the proudest moment of my life, but it's the truth.
Yes, it's true. Dan, you're up
All right, Oktoberfest, never let her back. Don't let her have more than 4.
next.
Right. Sir Alex Ferguson once gave me the hairdryer treatment for leaving greasy chicken fingerprints on the FA Cup.
Lee,
Maybe you could just
What?
explain to the non-football fans the hairdryer treatment.
So if
Yes,
you
please.
get in a situation where you ask Sir Alex Ferguson a question that he doesn't like, then they refer to the hairdryer treatment where he gets very close to your face and his breath is so hot that it feels a little bit like a hairdryer.
Do people ever use that to dry their hair? You could go up to him with wet hair and sort of ask him a stupid, you know, why don't you know anything about football? And then just...
Do me a favour, Dave, if you ever meet him, please try it. Why were you holding the FA Cup?
Because I was hosting Football Focus from Wembley the week before the final.
how long ago was this?
This would have been 1999 when they won the treble.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So they
That was a long time
beaten
ago.
Tottenham to win the league. They had the FA Cup final, and then they're playing the Champions League final the week after that.
I mean, it's...
I look at some of these people and they talk about, like, 1999 when they had, like, a job and stuff, and I'm just like, you don't look old enough to have had a job in 1919. You look like you maybe were 16 in 1999. So, I mean, because this is recent. This is COVID years. So, like, okay. I mean, he's kept up. He looks good.
It's endless, isn't it? They just play football and play football and play football. When is it going to come to some sort of conclusion?
So the FA Cup is there.
The FA Cup's there.
Right.
Normally what happens is I do a piece to camera when we start the coverage of the FA Cup, and I'm allowed to hold it, but I just had chicken dinner and greasy fingers on the cup.
Right.
And what did he say in his fury?
He said, "This is a disgrace." I've been manager of this club for 13 years. I joined in November 1986.
All right.
He says, I've never had anybody.
Started reading out his CV. Before that, I managed another club.
I've never had anybody in all my time in this competition put their greasy fingers on the cup. And all this was like Scottish rage right in my chops.
I think it's a lie.
All right, what do you think? Does it sound true?
I don't think he was working for the BBC on Football Focus in 1999. I don't think he was born.
Well, it's a lie. It's a lie.
It's a lie.
OK, Dan.
See, that's what I was saying. I have the same, I'm like, I am with Lee Mack on this one. I thought it was a lie just because he repeated the exact same, like, he did that thing that you do in school when you're not exactly sure what the question prompt is asking, so you just rephrase the question to give you some extra padding and make it look like you know more than you do. He just almost word for word just did a rephrase of what the question told him that had happened. So I think it's a lie.
Was it the truth or was it a lie?
Well, you know when you give a date early in a story and then you realise as soon as you give the date that you've absolutely scuppered yourself? Well, it's a lie.
Sarah, you're next.
I once did something completely inappropriate while under the influence of anesthetic.
I mean, also, I will say, all of these people have amazing poker faces, considering they know that they've never seen this before, but still, I feel like at some point I would probably, like, give, like, a little, like, you know, eyebrow raise, something to, like, maybe play with the other team a little bit.
Ooh, right, Lee.
First of all, what were you under anaesthetic for?
I suffered a very severe break of my ankle.
Where was this, Sarah?
New York City.
Of course
Of course.
it was.
You're in hospital, you've had the anaesthetic. Is it local anaesthetic?
No, it's in New York.
no.
It's miles away. That's one of my best.
That was good.
Okay, so I got the anesthetic, and I started to go under. So they, like, laid me back.
You weren't already laid back when
No,
they gave you the anaesthetic?
No, because...
In my experience, I'm laid out when they
You
give...
just said no to Rob like you're trying to get a dog off a sofa. I look at you.
Get off.
Well, all I can tell you is it was a general, and it went in my back.
Yes.
And then they started to lay me back, and I started to go. And this doctor enters, and he's very handsome. Of course. Of course. I allegedly... I bolt up. I go, Dr. Taylor. I said, Dr. Taylor, I love ya. And then I'm out.
So this anaesthetic turned you into a woman from 1940s Chicago?
Yeah.
Or the South Carolina or something. I will say I have on occasion been possessed by Celts, so, you know, sure, why not? It's like sometimes you just, something comes out of your mouth and it's an accent that doesn't belong to you, and it's like, lordy me, oh my feet, you know. It's like what, where, why? I don't know. I have no idea why that happened, but sometimes you just say something and it is not your voice.
People respond differently to medication.
When you woke up, what happened?
I saw Dr. Taylor in the distance.
I'm not surprised. Was he running?
Yes.
All right, so what do we think? Kate, what do you think? Is that the truth?
True. And I'll tell you why, because I've had anaesthetic a few times and you do have a tendency to tell the truth.
What did you do? There's no God!
Personal truths, Lee, not universal truths or whichever. Things that cannot be proven, I suppose. Universally. Personal truths.
So what are you going to say?
I buy it.
You say
True.
True?
Two
True.
truths.
We'll say it's
Okay,
true.
they're saying it's true. Sarah, truth or lie?
It is true.
Bob, you're next.
I once
Bob
plucked
Mortimer.
a seagull out of the sky with my bare hands just because my mate Dennis bet me I couldn't.
I believe it. He is good at, I mean, he does the thing that I just said that I would do, where I do something with the reading of the card that tries to trick people. But then again, Bob Mortimer is a sneaky bastard. I wouldn't be surprised. He reads it, knows it's a lie, wants to make people think he's, like, not sure what's going on, so he's gonna read it in a weird way so that he's trying to reverse psychology them. So he didn't do it.
David's true.
Yeah, true.
It's a Bob Mortimer, so it could be easily true. But also, he's trying to trick them, maybe.
Where were you?
On Radca Beach, northeast of England.
What were you doing?
I was eating chips. The bird comes for the chips.
That's a classic North East chat-up line, isn't it? Like, birds come with the chips.
So which hand are you holding the chips in?
I think it was the right, because as I remember it was...
That's your left.
Yeah.
That's your left.
Your left. And are you left or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
OK, you've kept your dominant hand for bird catching.
It's ready. Not just bird catching, there's all sorts goes off on Red Beach.
That's interesting, because, like, I feel like a lot of the time, your an offhand is the one that is used for most of the catching. At least in my experience in, like, softball and baseball and that kind of thing. So when you catch it with your offhand, because that's the hand the glove goes on. So that's the one you're used to catching with.
And so do you catch it with one hand or two hands?
I caught it with one hand.
Just like that?
Yeah.
When was this?
This was about 77, 78.
Years ago. You're looking good.
It was the early days, actually. It's very prevalent now, isn't it, them swooping down for ice creams?
Yes.
But in those days, it seemed quite a rare event. You could hold your chips, that was part of the game, and keep hold of them, let a pigeon get them, and, you know, let it take its...
A pigeon, you say?
Seagull.
Seagull.
Sam, what are you thinking about this?
I think it's not true, because they're massive.
Oh, it's a big bird, yeah.
Yeah, they are massive. And in 77, how big would you have been in 77?
6 foot, 6'2".
So, Miles, what are you thinking?
I think it's true. And if not true, it's a sort of charming kind of Ken Loach film.
Well, this puts David in an unenviable position.
David? I still got it.
I'm not saying you haven't got the speed, but you've got to connect with the leg of a large seabird.
It's not a leg, is it?
Well,
Do seabirds have legs?
What do you call it?
You know that thing that their foot is attached to? What would you call that spindly bit that goes up to their body?
Well, now you say it, it's a leg, but doesn't that seem a bit odd that birds have legs?
You know when you get served a chicken or a turkey?
It's a chicken leg.
Exactly. So, come on, what's it going to be?
OK,
I can see where he's coming from on that one, though. I mean, I am the girl who didn't realize that sharks were fish. It just feels weird to me to think that... I thought they were their own separate thing, but apparently they're fish. Still weirds me out. But, like, that's like you can see. It's like it's not necessarily... They have wings, right? You don't think about them as having legs, like gams, you know? It's not necessarily on the forefront of your head.
I'm going to go lie.
Oh. You're saying... Are you sure about that?
No, I'm not sure about that.
But lie is the answer you want to put forward, is it?
Lie is what I'm going with.
He says it's a lie. Bob, truth or lie?
I was telling a lie.
Oh,
Yeah,
Chris,
I knew it.
OK, well, I'm still blind. So, David, would you save us all a lot of time and read my card out for me, please?
OK. I eat an apple a day in a very particular way.
Right, Lee's team.
How long have you eaten an apple a day?
Oh, maybe, probably coming up to a year, 9, 10 months, maybe.
10 months. So what is this particular way?
Well, the usual way to eat an apple...
They don't need to cover that, we know.
Well, I mean, Stephen's from Scotland, he mightn't be aware of eating fruit. So... But if you go in through the side and you eat around the core, and then you put the core in the bin.
Yeah. Is he going to say that he eats it top down? I've known a couple of people who've eaten it top down.
Yeah. You're not going to tell me you eat the core first, because we're not going to believe you.
No, but I do eat the whole thing, because I read from a very reputable news source that 90% of the goodness is in the core.
90% of the goodness of an apple
all the benefits.
is that little bit...
See, but the thing is that I've heard is that apple seeds contain cyanide. And, I mean, you would have to eat a lot of apple seeds for it to be a problem. But they do, like, you know, just maybe don't eat it. Like, just don't eat the seeds, maybe.
It's in the middle.
In the middle. That's where all the goodness is, all the benefits. It does so much for your health.
I've been chucking the core to the dog. The dog now is an Olympic athlete. Now it explains it.
So, Chris, you eat the apple, and where most of us then would be left with the core and would discard it, you just carry on.
No. The way that everyone eats an apple is fundamentally wrong. So you don't go in through the side. You need to go in through the bum.
From the opposite end to the stalk.
So if you go in through the bum, you don't notice the core because it's distributed equally amongst sweet, juicy apple. So you don't notice all of the goodness.
What the hell are you talking about?
Nonsense.
I mean, if you eat an apple from the side and you're left with the core, all you've got is core. But if you eat it through the bum, up that way, you're getting a little bit of core.
Why don't you eat it through the side, but just keep chewing through the core?
Because
then it's just core at the
yeah,
end.
because
now
then
I'm
you've got to
involved.
go right through the middle.
No, you've got to go through the ride through the core before you get back to apple again. Whereas if you eat the bum end, you're taking more apple each bite.
Yeah.
Who told you that the core is the best part of the apple?
I don't want this to detract from the authenticity of the story in any way, but it was on Apple News.
Apple News?
Apple News, as in the tech company.
Oh, I see.
So, you know, I bet, like, Google News, too, like, they always have... I tend to, like, swipe through a bunch of those stories. Sometimes they're very interesting.
I genuinely thought you subscribed to an Apple News.
Do you know what, Lee, as well, you would be amazed. 2 years ago, I found out that I'd been eating a banana upside down my whole life.
What do you mean upside down?
Your instinct is you get the stalk and you snap the stalk.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Now, and if you open it the other way,
but
it
you
looks
hold on to the stalk
it's
and then
more
just...
pleasing, isn't it?
Yeah,
if
you hold on to the stalk and twist the nipple. And...
Well, hang on. How can that be the wrong way? You're still eating the whole banana.
Because if you bend the stem, you run the risk of mushing the end of the banana. So, what I'm saying...
And also something about, like, the strings tend to fall away more when you do it from the other end, like gorillas do. So if you eat it from the smaller end, the nipple end, you know, it doesn't mush, and also you don't get as many strings.
Is, Lee, if you eat an apple from the bum, there's so many benefits, apparently.
What's the benefit?
Everything except for curing blindness.
So, what are you going to say? Truth or lie?
I'm not buying that.
You're not buying it?
No.
Not buying it?
No.
I'm not having that. With
Say
your
it's a
apple
lie.
nonsense.
OK, Chris.
Not having
or
that.
Lie?
I'm here to change the world, Rob. It's true.
I would have believed it just because I have known quite a few people who eat the whole apple. Like, sure, why not? Like, the reasons he gave were ridiculous, but I'll, you know, sure. I would have believed that.
You're next.
Ed Gamble.
I used to pretend to be German in order to chat up girls.
I believe it.
All right, David C.
Yes,
when
he did.
Did you do this and under what circumstances?
1943.
This is probably between the ages of about 17 and 19.
Why German?
So, I grew up in Wimbledon.
Yes.
Oh, that explains it.
And me and my friend Josh, during Wimbledon, we used to go out in Wimbledon Village and pretend to be Boris Becker's personal assistants.
Imagine Lee is...
A woman.
A woman in a sandwich shop. Now, please do it.
Hi, I'm Helmut. This is my friend Herman. We're here for the Wimbledon tournament. We're Boris Becker's assistants, yeah?
That is very, very sexy, isn't
This
it?
is a lie.
And did it work?
Yes, we slept together.
So what is your job as a personal assistant? I worked for Boris for many years and he got rid of me. What is it you do so well?
His laundry, prepare his snacks.
Prepare his snacks.
Prepare his snacks, etc.
He likes his cheese in a very specific way. Very specific way to cut the cheese.
Hide his earnings from the German taxman.
Ed, can you describe a scenario in which it was successful?
We're talking about
She broke the thing. She's supposed to do it in a German accent.
my love life as a teenager. So
Okay.
success for me was those girls probably spoke to us for 5 minutes longer than they would have done if we'd used our normal voices.
So, ironically, love as in tennis. He got nothing. Not a funny joke, but a lovely link.
But this lasted for 2 years.
3 years.
Dry years, which is appropriate as well.
Are you still friendly with Josh?
Yeah.
And what do you guys do now? Like your normal grown-ups now?
He's got, like, kids and stuff, so...
Cool.
I mean, she still thinks he's German.
So what are you going to say? Truth or lie?
We'll say true.
All right, they're saying true. So, Ed, were you telling us the truth, or is it a lie?
It was...
I'm like, if it's a cringy thing you did to get a date, I believe it basically every single time. People do some cringy things to get dates. I will always believe the date cringe, especially teenagers.
Sarah, you're next.
Sarah Pascal.
Possession.
Ah, OK. There's a box at the side there. Take the item out and then read the card out.
OK, this is the item.
Oh, right, OK.
These are my Scrabble glasses. They don't have lenses in, but I wear them every time I play because they make me feel cleverer.
OK, let's see. Right, David's team.
So, when did you develop this Scrabble playing technique?
At university, I lived with some people who I didn't know very well, who were very competitive Scrabble players.
Did they wear glasses when Scrabbling?
They had actual glasses that they needed because their eyes weren't good.
You were in a hall of residence, or?
Yes.
And on your little hall of residence, there were how many Scrabble players?
4.
I can't believe that in a block of a hall of residence there were 4 intense university Scrabble players. David's face. What else is there to do at university?
Sorry, I'm trying to remember if it's Sarah Pascal who is the girl who is, like, obsessed with the crossword. There was one of these British comics that I know. And one of them, one of these ladies is really, really interested. Like, she loves... Was she British? Now I'm forgetting. There's some lady comic who's, like, obsessed with the New York Times crossword, and I thought she was British, but... You know what? Forget everything I just said. It was foolish nonsense.
I wear glasses because, number one, it makes me look so good. Number two, I actually don't need to wear them, really. But because it makes me look so good and clever.
Number 2 is very much like number 1, isn't it?
I mean, if he doesn't need to wear the glasses, he's got that glasses indentation mark deep on his nose, on the backs of his head here. I mean, I have to wear glasses. I'm so blind. I mean, contacts, I can still deal with contacts, but -12, baby.
So to be clear here, the glasses are to make you feel more intelligent.
I am more intelligent with them on. I play a better game, I get better scores. That's science.
I've got a Scrabble question. What's a K worth in Scrabble?
It is worth 5.
Yes. What's
But ask me now.
what point bonus you get if you use all 7 letters?
I don't know. It's 50.
Yes. She's got Scrabble knowledge, David.
So what are you going to say, David?
I think it is her who is into the crosswords.
You think?
I'll look that up later.
Lie.
Sorry, David.
True.
I think it's the truth.
I think it's true.
I'm going to go true.
You're saying true?
Yeah.
OK, so Sarah, truth or lie?
I'm going to keep these on while I tell you that it is lie.
Damn it.
Zan, you're next.
She doesn't need them to feel clever. She's already clever.
After a mix-up with a builder, my
He's dressed like a prisoner. Why?
house now has a daft name.
David, Steve.
What is your house's daft name, please?
The name is 74 Baskerville.
And what's the actual address?
All right, David, calm down.
That's a fair point you make. You don't have to tell me your address on television. How did you end up with 74 Baskerville on your house?
On the glass above the door in a Victorian house, there's an opportunity to put your number if you want it.
Yeah.
And I said, I want the number 74 frosted into the glass, and I want it in a serif...
In Baskerville font, huh? Yeah. Ooh, he wants it in 7... Oh, he wants the Baskerville font.
font, like Baskerville or Century Schoolbook or Garamond or Times New Roman or something like that.
This is the most middle-class conversation I have ever heard of.
Does it say 74 Baskerville in Baskerville?
What annoys me about it is that it is in Baskerville font, so someone knew.
Well, it's interesting because I've always had a theory that sign writers can all spell accommodation. But they ask, do you want the special service where we spell check? It's twice as much. And then people say, no, we can spell check. And then they come up with their idea of how to spell accommodation. The sign writer goes, OK, that's what we're putting, knowing that it will foreshorten the time by which the sign will have to be redone, because people will be embarrassed to have accommodation spelt wrong. Anyway, that's just my theory.
So what are you thinking? Now, let's see. Roman.
I think it's the truth. This is a real tricky one, and he knows he's had a good performance. Look at his face.
Now there's a look there. He looks pleased that we're about to believe.
Yeah,
Which
I
means
agree.
He's luring us in with his pleasedness, and I just feel humiliated and toyed with.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. It's a lie. We're going lie.
You're saying that it's a lie?
Yeah.
All right, I like that. That's dynamic.
That means he's invented Baskerville like that. We're saying he's a genius.
It's true.
Zand, was it the truth or was it a lie?
Desperate to press the button. It's so true. Oh, God.
It's true.
We talked ourselves off it.
Yes, it's true. And look at this. Here's a picture of it. Look at that. And finally, Lee.
I once got locked in the crypt after midnight mass. Luckily, I managed to escape using nothing but the contents of a box of Christmas crackers.
David's team.
Tell me how you ended up in the crypt, and tell me how you ended up on your own locked in the crypt.
OK, so they do the midnight mass at St Paul's.
Yeah.
And the service ends, and I said to my wife and children, hey, shall we have a look at the crypt? But they want to go. It's midnight. We've got to get all the way back to my house. It's a long way. But you know me, I won't go anywhere without a piece of blank paper and a crayon.
Yeah.
So I've got a few rubbins.
Yeah. Who was your favourite of the people who were buried in the crypt?
It was definitely Dead Dave.
Dead Dave?
That was my nickname for him.
Yeah.
King David IV. I had
King David IV.
Yeah.
Great king. Where was he king of again?
He was king of Denmark. Then I heard, like a horror film, the sounds of large gates. Crun, dum, echo, echo, echo. I come back round, and that's when I see that it's actually locked.
Oh, my word.
See, like, on one hand, the David Denmark thing, pure BS, but I think they're allowed to, like, make jokes, right? I've gotten locked into a cemetery before, and had to, like, after, like, 2 full circuits around the cemetery, I was like, well, I can't climb out the front gate. I mean, it was wrought iron, so that would have been a pain, but also it was just, like, it was a busy street, so I did have to climb out the back gate. Climb over the the thing. This is like 6 years ago. This is really recent. Well, not really, really recent, but recent. I was an adult. I should have known better. Didn't realize they'd close the cemetery. And the fence that I climbed to get out was not like secured to the ground very well. So it's like, but I was like, I can't climb under it because it was winter and cold, and like it wasn't that high. Like it just moved a lot as I was trying to climb this fence, and I did not have good shoes for it. I was wearing these like warm boots, but they were like kind of Uggs. Like they weren't actually up, but they were like, they looked a little Uggy, but like, so they just had these like very, very round tops, and like the gate, you know, the holes in the gate are like this big, so it's like I was just like flat-footed trying to climb up this. It was bad, y'all. But successful. I got out of there and I didn't have to call for help. But the point being, I think they're allowed to embellish some of this stuff. I can believe he got locked in the crypt, though not because he was taking rubbings.
Phone rings. It's my wife upstairs. Where the hell are you? I was saying, yes, help me, I'm trapped in the crypt, but there isn't very good reception in the crypt.
Yeah.
So all
I mean, I think he's lying about this, but there is a universe in which case it could be true.
she could hear was the crypt. Did it on the train and the microphone. Right. Norman Collier. I said, okay. A little bit, yeah.
Why did you have crackers with you?
So, outside the crypt, there was a table, had a bit of holly, a few crackers, just a few bits and bobs. And I was able to reach through and I managed to grab that cracker and think there must be something in here that could help me. And luckily, it was one of your quality crackers. You know, sometimes you get a cracker where you think, I'll actually keep that.
Yeah.
I'll keep that gift.
Yeah.
And it was a blowtorch.
He's not even trying. Like, he hasn't tried really the whole time to make this sound realistic.
Right.
I don't know what's in the Christmas cracker, but it's usually something like it's like a little party hat or like a kazoo or something, right?
So, what are you thinking? Ruth, what do you think?
No, it's a lie.
But it's obviously a lie.
What?
It's a lie. He's going to say lie because
Where's your Christmas charity?
I tell you why. It's because he said. You know what he said?
Yeah.
That's why it's a lie.
Okay.
All the things he
Lee,
said.
we're all on tenterhooks. Was it a lie?
It's a lie.
Well, that's all we've time for on this special edition of Would I Lie to You. Thanks very much for watching. Good night.
Okay. All right, so that was Would I Lie to You, Season 14, Episode 10, The Unseen Bits. I think that was like a full episode? I don't know. But in any case, various clips and bits from Would I Lie to You. This one is probably going to mostly be a members video, and it might end up also going up on Patreon. We shall see. But again, thank you so much for watching. I had a lot of fun with this. I always like Would I Lie to You. I have fun guessing. I have fun doing the little guesses. So thanks again. I will see you all in the next one.